Before we begin today, I want to point out that I am wearing this button that's part of the South by Southwest collaboration for a cause. The sunflower is a national flower of Ukraine, and they've done 2 pieces of merch to support relief efforts. This button and a shirt. Proceeds from the sales will go to Global Giving and the Kyiv Independent. Holy cow! I did not write that. I just want to let you know, all right? That's Franz. Franz wrote that. Holy cow, just to honor my producer, I'm going to say it. Holy cow! We're honored to have the director and the cast of the new thriller, The Cow, here today. Eli Horowitz, Dermot Mulroney, Owen Teague, and Brianne Chu. Thank you all for being here with us. Dermot, I love the hat.
Well, I was about to take it off.
This is
don't.
I like
It's a little
You know what you want.
But it is a $3 hat, and I've had it for 15 years, so it got a lot of good wearing at it. Maybe today's the end of it. New headband though.
No, this is Texas.
You spruced it up.
Roll with the hat, and you got the boots as well. I don't know if people could see it.
Unapologetic.
Show 'em up.
Bought those yesterday.
Great.
I'm being way outstyled at least on this end.
How about that? I don't
She's
think
like,
so.
well, yes. Eli, you and I go back in the day to the Bay, where I knew you as the McSweeney's editor. That's where we first met, and now you're here in South by Southwest with your first movie. Congratulations, sir. I am terrified of spoiling the movie, so I'm not going to say anything. Explain The Cow.
Well, I'm terrified also of spoiling it. I mean, something we really tried to do was make something where you weren't even necessarily sure what kind of movie you were in as you're watching it. And we kind of were slippery with that between genres. And so I think it makes it fun to watch, but it also makes it very difficult to talk about. We can say it starts when 2 people are going on a kind of a getaway to the cabin in the woods, kind of a classic archetype setup. And then it quickly goes in unexpected directions.
Yes.
Involving these 2.
2 couples, they're in the cabin. You film in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
A couple is going there, and they're expecting one thing. Something else happens. The film
Cabin is double booked.
Your biggest fear.
Yes.
It's double booked.
Yeah, it's double booked, and then things happen. And Dermot, let's give a shout out to the OG. Dermot's been doing this since 1987.
Yeah.
I saw him in Young Guns in 1987. I'm going to give you a round of applause for the 80s, 90s, the aughts. You're still doing it. You get this script, and you're like, what? How was your response to this script?
I was so deeply grateful, even halfway through the script, that I'd be thought of in that role. This is a really great part, and you even point out another one of the wildly wonderful roles that I've been in, Dirty Steve and Young Guns, circa whatever number you're gonna call.
2007.
Yeah, right. No, but Young Guns lives on, strong and true, just the way we intended originally. And gosh, I couldn't believe it. You probably trace back that I had the chance to work with Eli on Homecoming in those few scenes.
Eli's also showrunner of Homecoming.
As a co-showrunner of that.
And originated that as the podcast and saw it through to several hit seasons on one of the streaming services. But so it's always nice when somebody comes back for a little repeat business.
Yeah.
So I got to say that was awesome, and many thanks there too. But as the story unfolds, also does the role this character plays in the story. So it's he grows on you.
I'm not going to say anything. I saw it. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And there's a relationship drama. It's also a thriller. There are horror elements to it. You both are veterans of the horror genre. Brianne, you were in Scream, the TV adaptation of the movie, and we were watching this. And I'm like, Brianne's a badass in this movie. This is an opportunity for her to flex her badassery.
I am very lucky that I get to play such a fun, badass character. But when you're working with people like this, Winona Ryder, John Gallagher Jr., you just have to step up your game. And so that's what I did. And it was so scary at first, but it was such a good experience. And the script, although I've done a lot of horror in the past, the script is unlike anything I've ever read. Like Dermot was saying, halfway through, you're just like, wow, what's gonna happen?
It's hard to classify.
Yeah.
I read it, when I first got the script, I read it back to back twice in a row, because I just it was so good. It feels so quick to read through because it keeps you on your toes and you just want to keep reading it, and I hope people will just want to keep watching it.
And Owen, you're also, I was watching it and I'm like, this kid looks familiar to me. That shows you how old I am. I'm like, he wasn't it one. What? He's a grown man now. I'm like, and that shows you how old I am. I'm like, you're in this movie. I don't even want to spoil your role. you've been a veteran, right, of the horror movies. It 1, It 2. You did it when you were younger. Right. And when you get this, I won't even want to classify it as a horror. But you get this, you're like, you read this script, and you're like, all right, how do you lean on those horror, like the horror experience that you have? You're like, this lets me kind of veer off in a new direction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. So the character that I played in It was a really nasty person.
Not pleasant.
No, he just actual psychopath if you had to like diagnose him. And the thing I loved about what Eli wrote with Al and with all of these characters, without giving too much away, is that
people are like, we hate you for not being
No, it's not so much.
Yeah, you
we're
can't-
so
you can't-
tight-lipped. It's
It's not
probably
a
annoying.
spoiler.
can't
It's something that Eli does too. Is he kind of tells it out of order, or there's some folding
Yeah.
back, folding back in time in a way, or if that's how it's intended. But so it's almost like we'd be spoiling the fun at which order you
watching.
learn
Right.
the
What-
who
who-
has to
yeah.
do with what.
so
How's that?
very well said.
Very concise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because we're happy to tell you.
But
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 it-
don't
but
do it.
you
So
wouldn't.
fun.
But don't. Yeah, we
Yeah.
shouldn't.
But don't.
But what I will say is Al and so many of these characters begin as one thing, and then the more the story unfolds, the more they unfold, and so there's layers to what may come across as me just being the scary guy.
There's layers to motivations, and once
Just that.
how
no,
once,
that's it exactly.
once
yeah.
the right amount.
once the cow is revealed, you're like, oh,
Yes.
that's
So
what's
it's
happening.
Not
I didn't spoil anything.
No, it's not about
name of the
spoilers.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
different. It's a different sensation that we want to hold for the audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
You want to
it's
get
the
the full
discovery
experience.
of the film,
Yeah.
not
Of
so
the
much
cow.
the plot.
Literally, you will go in, know as little as possible about the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For experiencing the cow.
The cow, yeah.
Eli, it's the first movie you made.
Yes,
And as the first as the first director of this movie, who was your influence for this particular movie, which is indescribable, but we've done a good job describing it.
I mean, there were definitely movies that really inspired me, but they were more about just a sense of possibility as opposed to specific influences on this. I mean, for all my projects, I feel like I'm just trying to grope through to see if it can make it happen. And almost like the resulting work is just the the product of all your stabs and guesses and things you're trying to avoid and things you're getting a little bit wrong and things that you think are normal and turn out to be strange. So I know that's a whole mishmash of an answer, but there was something I made at least Brienne watch, I think, was this movie Border. There's this Danish-Iranian movie called Border that came out a few years ago that I thought was really amazing.
Yeah.
And it was the same kind of thing we're trying for of like, you don't even know how to
I don't know
categorize
what
it.
genre that
Yeah.
movie is until maybe halfway through, and even then it's still
it's not like it's any genre you've ever
it's
seen
still
before.
not yeah, exactly.
But it's okay. You don't need a genre.
Right.
As long as it's captivating, as long as it's interesting, as long as it holds people's attention, and you assembled an awesome cast. You
Yeah.
also have Winona Ryder,
Yes.
who's part of the cast, who's in here. You got the OG, Dermot.
Well, they were-
And they gave you props behind your back. They're like, this guy was so energetic, man. You should just calm down.
You're just sitting there
I loved being there every minute of it, and we were in a beautiful part of the world and making.
The Bay, you were in the Bay.
Yeah, but even at just a really private corner of redwood forest, Pacific Coast combo. So beautiful. So it was really inspiring to be there, working with a great mind like this and with great actors.
And Dermot
Al
and Winona,
and Greta.
do you want to talk about your past with Winona in
And my past
1994?
with Winona, I've seen maybe 2 times since we worked together on How to Make an American Quilt, which was several decades ago.
Was it 2015?
They were nominated
exactly.
for an MTV Movie Award for Best
Best
Kiss
Kiss.
in
Oh,
1994.
And they should have
but-
won, damn it.
But we were also Rans that year.
We gotta go. I wish I had more time, but Brienne, where can people see the cow at South by Southwest?
At the
Tonight at the Zach Theater.
Zach Theater. at
World
9
premiere
o'clock.
tonight.
World premieres tonight.
World premieres tonight, and then it's also on Tuesday and Wednesday.
So the cow's premiering tonight.
Tonight.
Come check it out. Also a handful of screenings around town all week. Thank you for joining us at the live South by Southwest studio. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on the premiere. Check out South by Southwest for details. I also want to mention that Owen Teague is here with another film called To Leslie. That film also has a great cast, which includes Allison Janney and Mark Marone, among others. Don't forget, you can watch all of our studio interviews on the South by Southwest TV app, available on Apple TV, Roku, Android TV, and Amazon Fire. These interviews are also available on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/South by Southwest. And for a complete list of our interview schedule, check out sxsw.com/studio. I'm Majat Ali. Thanks for tuning in.